SmackDown. SmackDown. Was it a better show tonight than mostly from Raw? Well, this is a go-home show that people forget, but hey, a lot of things going on still for SmackDown in regards to Money in the Bank this Sunday and all these wild card changes. Was there anything really better that gave you any final hype for this Sunday show for Money in the Bank? In some sort of way, yes. In some sort of way, no. Yeah, they're back again, London, England. I believe it was at the O2 Arena again. Like I said, I stay away from spoilers, so I don't really know what happens until I watch the show. But I heard commentary was very horrible to what I heard, and even listening tonight, commentary, man, I don't understand Corey Grace sometimes on commentary, or a lot of what they say in the commentary team. It's just weird sometimes with all three of them. But, of course, what do we do to kick off the show on SmackDown? Just like last night, we kick it off with Roman Reigns, folks. He's suddenly on SmackDown, so he comes out to I don't know how much edited this reaction is, because we know how WWE is going to change things around, especially on a taped show. I look like I did hear boos, but there were cheers also. Like I said, I'm not sure if he was booed out the building or not, but I just kind of heard like both reactions, really. But like I said, that's WWE edits for you. But with SmackDown, Reigns pretty much got on the mic and he said he had some unfinished business from Raw. And, he's not going to wait till Money in the Bank this Sunday, so he's going to solve it right now. Next thing you know, he invited one of his solutions, The Miz. So another wild card thing. Miz is from Raw. So even though he was on here last week anyways, he's back again on SmackDown. As Miz was here, he thanked Roman for inviting him to SmackDown. As he talked about, he tried to sing something. I think it was like he was singing Wonderwall, and he's a bad singer, just like Elias. But Miz said, it's only 5 days away until Shane can't run anymore. I feel like I've heard that for a minute now. But since he says that, Shane McMahon's not going to be able to get away, he pretty much said that it was unforgivable when Shane put his hands on his father, and Sunday that they're going to be locked inside a steel cage and nothing is going to stop him. Shane pretty much came out then. He had Elias with him, and he said, Reigns, you did invite him, so I'm going to invoke my privilege here, and it's going to be a tag match. He was going to be banning Miz from the building tonight, because Reigns, you can't go around bringing people, you don't control the wild card. Elias pretty much called Reigns out because you're trying to make jokes about me and call me a wedding singer and everything, but he just made the biggest mistake of his career. Elias pretty much said that Reigns is going to find out Sunday what the McMahons have, already discovered, which WWE stands for, of course, Walk with Elias. The fans, of course, continue to sing "Oh, Walk with Elias" and everything, but, they were going to take him down by force. Shane pretty much then brought out the tag team champions, which you did not even see them carry their belts throughout the night. The new tag team champions, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan, which I gotta find funny. Somebody said they look like a boy band out there, or the new Mean Street Posse, Shane McMahon and the Beard Boys out there, because all three of them have beards. So this is Shane's leading the brigade or something. Shane McMahon leading the brigade. He's got his new Mean Street Posse or whatever they're going with this, or the Beard Boys, or I'm sure there's a lot of jokes you can make of it, but they stormed the ring. They surrounded the ring. They pretty much started jumping The Miz and Roman Reigns. Next thing you know, Roman's cousins come out, Usos. That's wild card for you. They were here last week and they're back again, pretty much making a save, clearing everything out. Pretty much getting the upper hand. So, like I said, it's just the hype for matches this Sunday, but I'm sure this was going to set up into a tag match, which next thing you know, Elias and Bryan were complaining about what happened. Shane said it's going to be a 6-man tag, well, a 4-on-3 pretty much then. It's going to be Shane, Elias, Daniel Bryan, Eric Rowan versus Roman Reigns and Usos, and if The Miz interferes, that the cage match will be canceled this Sunday. Randy Orton comes out getting ready for a fatal 4-way match as he cut a promo saying, This is going to be he's going to win Money in the Bank for the second time, and that the most dangerous letters in the WWE, for WWE champion will be RK. Everybody says O. This guy's still heel, right? I'm going to assume that. Almas came out then with Zelina Vega, who she said everyone's sensitive about spoilers from Avengers Endgame and Game of Thrones. Be careful about it. I'm sure everybody saw Avengers Endgame at this point, but trust me, you do not want to say anything spoilers about that, or you will get your ass beat. I've seen it on camera. But between that, she pretty much said that, she said that there's the spoilers already here, that in 5 days, Almas will win the Money in the Bank contract this Sunday. Almas pretty much says that he was going to win. They said in Cinco Diaz, I think that means 5 days. He's going to win Money in the Bank and climb the ladder, get the contract. Mustafa Ali came out then, and then Finn Balor, which was pretty much a fatal 4-way after that, which wasn't really bad. Of course, it felt like a fatal 4-way ladder match because the ladder came out then, especially almost doing pretty much an airplane spin with it until Mustafa kicked him with a super kick. I thought it looked brutal when Ali jumped out of the ring and almost threw the ladder at him. That looked pretty brutal, I will say that. Insane. But pretty much coming back inside after commercial then. I did like what was it, Ali, because he had Balor to the ground. He was about to go for the 450. Balor got out the way. Pretty much Ali does the 450 but rolls it and lands into an RKO. Almost then pretty much hit a kick from the apron then after that, knocking Orton out of the ring. He looked like he's about to get the win over who's about to get the win over no, he was about to get the hammerlock DDT, but Balor got out of there, pretty much threw him out of the ring. He pretty much did a big dive on Orton, Ali, and Almas then, but Almas pretty much, got out of the way, and he, Balor was stunned. He threw him in the ring, hammerlock DDT for the win. Almas then set up the ladders, got to go for the briefcase, but Ricochet, wild card, comes out, does his jump from the ropes onto the ladder, knocks Almas down, and grabs the case. I'll say this right here, and I know it's been 50-50 between Almas and Balor beating each other, but for some reason that tells me Almas is not going to win Money in the Bank this Sunday just from him winning this match tonight. I don't want to say momentum, but it feels like it's giving away, saying this is 50-50 booking, so you can tell who's going to win. So I can tell you that Almas may not win, all right? I don't think he will. I know a lot of people were hoping it, but just him going off this win tonight, I don't think so. Ricochet, I don't even know what, like I said, wild card, but then again, why is Ricochet even here? Even though this is the same guy that lost to, old TGI Friday waiter last night on Monday Night Raw. It makes no sense, even though it wasn't that bad match, but still, it makes no sense. Why he beat him last night. But hey, like I said, hype Money in the Bank for this Sunday and everything. So it wasn't a bad fatal 4-way match. It was actually pretty enjoyable. So I did like that. Charlotte then came out as they played what happened last night with the powerbomb through Becky, and she said that the culmination of this rivalry and between her and Becky Lynch is it's gonna happen again for the SmackDown Women's title, and pretty much. To be honest, I don't know why they really needed a promo from Charlotte anyway. They pretty much didn't play the video package of Becky and Charlotte's entire history of them feuding, going all the way back to NXT to when both of them debuted onto the main roster, and how they've been, in this feud since SummerSlam of last year. So when does this feud ever come to an end? I have no idea, okay? I really don't. Because they pretty much then went to Lacey Evans after that, and asked if anyone remembers she was here. She was somewhere in the back doing something, and you guys are busy watching Becky and Charlotte. You guys forgot about me, and that we don't need to see any more reruns, and that she's going to become the Raw Women's Champion. So she pretty much went on and said that. Like I said, it wasn't a bad package or anything, but I've said, like I said yesterday, do not be surprised if Becky Lynch loses one of these belts, okay? I'm willing to bet on that, all right? I don't even think she's going to walk out as double champion, because there's 3 scenarios or maybe 4 scenarios this can happen, or 5, because A, she may win both belts. B, I'm still betting that Charlotte's going to win and bring the title back to SmackDown. C, these people are that crazy enough they probably will put the title on Lacey Evans. D, someone from SmackDown cashes in on her Money in the Bank and they take one of those belts from her, then leaving Becky with one belt. I honestly see her lose. I really do believe that she's not gonna walk out as double champion, to be honest. Okay, so I expect probably one of them to win, but if I had to bet, I'd probably bet on Charlotte. Yeah, I'm sure people are gonna say it's annoying that, well, she'd be 9-time champion at this point, but I've said it before, they want her to be Ric Flair #2, so I would not be surprised if she wins the belt again this Sunday. Wasn't a bad package or anything, but I feel like I've seen these two face each other enough at this point in time. But hey, the feud continues to go, and Lacey Evans, she's just there, I feel like. But like I said, these people be crazy enough to put the belt on her, though. Aleister Black, who still is sitting in rooms cutting promos and, you know, all black and everything, which I'm trying to see as he talked about a bard, as, you know, something about the struggle with ambition and the darkness inside him, and you know, opponents trying to get inside his head, with the result of finding what's going to happen, because, you know, he hides his naked villainy with the words stolen from the Holy Writ, and that everything is going to fade to black. I'm really trying to understand where this Aleister Black thing is going with fade to black. I know I said reintroduce the character and everything before, but like I said, we've seen Aleister Black wrestle on the main roster for several months anyways, until now they want to almost like, hey, let me tell you who I am. You should. I think they already established that in NXT, so I don't know where this Aleister Black thing is going with him just sitting in a room with all these talking about sins and fear. Now it's the Bard now, so I'm trying to see where this Aleister Black thing is going. But next thing you know, 4-on-3 tag match, Usos, Reigns versus Elias, Shane McMahon, Daniel Bryan, and Eric Rowan. That's Shane McMahon, folks, man. This dude is in 2 feuds and he's already in tag matches, man. Like, wow, this guy is just not even that. He's not even really a wrestler on here, but there's a lot of Shane McMahon on this show tonight. Let me say that. You get him in some segments. You get him on Raw last night. Now he's in a match tonight on SmackDown. He's in a match this Sunday against The Miz. By God, he's going to get a match against Roman pretty much. Listen, this wasn't a bad 6-man, and it ate up a lot of time and everything. And, of course, they got to put Reigns over as usual. Of course, but Shane McMahon, which I thought was hilarious. He got the pin, though, with a coast to coast on one of the Usos, which is just funny to me. I find it really is funny for some reason. Like, Shane McMahon got a win on SmackDown over the Usos. I want everybody to let that sink in for a minute. Just, Shane McMahon hasn't wrestled in 10 years in the UK, so he had to come back tonight. Like, wow, they are pushing Shane, man. I said this before. I may be funny about this. I know people coming at me already, but Shane McMahon will probably be the WWE champion soon enough. All right, man. The way they are pushing this guy, he must have something in him. We don't know, folks. I know I'm being funny with this, but Shane McMahon, man, they are just pushing the hell out of this guy. I tell you, that Shane over there getting a win over the Usos. Someone, I don't know. They pretty much then start beating up the Usos and Reigns after that. Miz came out with a steel chair, cleaning house then after that, which pretty much ended the whole thing from there. So, like I said, wasn't bad. Of course, everybody hit the finisher in the end, which looked pretty cool, but I just found it funny that Shane's just getting wins on here, and just why this 4-on-3 tag match for. Or why, but hey, they got to make the heels look strong going into Sunday, which I feel like they're all going to lose now, just looking what just happened from there. And, you know, by the way, I know they announced a tag match for this Sunday on the pre-show. I find it very odd. You know, the tag team titles have been defended on the pre-show before, but I find it very strange that they have Daniel Bryan on a pre-show. Even the Usos at this point in time, why they're on the pre-show. But Daniel Bryan, who was just the WWE champion at WrestleMania on a main part of the show in a big title match, now he's on the pre-show? The pre-show. Against the Usos, who, what if they done to get a tag title shot? A SmackDown tag title shot, let alone. Who these guys are supposed to be on Monday Night Raw, but due to wild card rules, they can show up whatever show if they are invited. So, for some odd reason, the Raw team is getting a title shot at the SmackDown team. Okay. It doesn't make a lot of sense, but that's what we look like we're going with here. I'm checking my leg about something, but that's what we look like we're going here. Is that's the tag titles for you. We're gonna go with that for some strange like reason. Yeah, the Raw team versus the SmackDown team. But I find it very odd Daniel Bryan's on a pre-show. It's not about that strange now to me at this point in the game. It really is kind of strange. Like, it's on the pre-show, huh? Okay. They then went to Ember Moon and, of course, Bayley doing, like, a selfie video thing, saying they're going to win Money in the Bank. Pretty much right after that, Paige came out with Kairi Sane and Asuka, which she had a team name for the Kabuki Warriors. Well, who came up with this name? I was okay with the Sky Pirates. That actually sounded pretty cool. I don't know who in creative or Vince or whoever thought this was a good idea and gave it to Vince and said, hey, this is a good idea. Let's call them the Kabuki Warriors. That's not a good name. I'm sure some people are going to say probably downright racist if they want to go on that part. You couldn't have just... I know we couldn't call them the Sky Pirates due to Io Shirai still being NXT, but did they really need a team name to begin with now that I think about it? First off, I don't even like how they mix both of their theme songs already. Like, they play one theme song and they play the other, like the whole mix mash type of thing. I don't like that, but the Kabuki Warriors, okay? Like, I know what that word means, especially I know people say it's to do with the mask, I believe. Because we know Asuka comes out with one. I could be wrong. I don't know all the way, so correct me if I'm wrong. But I don't really see where they came up with this name. It makes no sense. Kabuki Warrior. That's just dumb. Okay, who came up with this? Like I said, it's either Vince or creative. I don't know. Then I felt like I read something somebody put online today. Something about what creative is heartbroken about what's being on TV or fans criticizing them. First off, when did I have to give sympathy for... I've already shitted on creative before, so I'm not going to get into a whole rant about that. I know everything goes through Vince, and we all know that. But I've said this before about the creative team and everything. It's hard to take creative team seriously when they don't know shit about wrestling, and they were all Hollywood TV writers. So why should I give them sympathy if they don't know shit about wrestling? What, Jeff Jarrett is on one of the head people of the creative team, and Bruce Pritchard? First, I don't even know why they got Jeff Jarrett there. I've said before, that's just dumb enough as it is already. And even Dana Warrior there, Ultimate Warrior's wife. I said this. What does she know about wrestling? I'm sure people already just sitting wondering, like, what are they gonna do? Hire Vince Russo next? Knowing them, they probably could. Okay, I think it's already odd enough you put Jeff Jarrett on the creative team. Okay, so I just kind of odd. They said they were heartbroken about the name or something. What was it? Heartbreaking about fans criticizing them. We've been criticizing creative for a long time now. Both them and McMahon. There ain't no sympathy on kind of all that. I don't know. But the Kabuki Warrior thing just sounds dumb, alright? Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville came out then. Pretty much telling them to take it down a notch. That they are a tag team, not the Royal Baby or anything. And, they don't know how to name it. But, this is dying 1,000 deaths. That they will become the tag team champions. That it's not going to be iconic or have the Kabuki Warriors. It's Fire and Desire. Since, Mandy Rose is still in the Money in the Bank match. As for this tag match, it was kind of whatever to me. Pretty much Sonya had got the tag on Mandy Rose because she wanted to get in the ring. Asuka ended up rolling her up. Pretty much taking her down for a pinfall. So, she won the match from there. I don't even know where this team thing is going. They barely got enough teams as it is. Iconics are annoying. I don't even know why Paige is still the manager in this. But hey, it's UK. She's in her home country, so they had to do something tonight with her. Next thing you know, they had Caleb Braxton interview Lars Sullivan, which they comment on what all the destruction he's doing. He didn't say nothing. Let me say something about this whole Lars Sullivan situation real quick and what I've heard today. I said a little of it last week, but after looking more into it and everything, and after what I saw WWE do today, because what did they do? They fined him about what, $100,000, and he has to go to a whole bunch of sensitivity training and a whole bunch of classes and everything to do that. That's what I read, today about what he's got to do. Now, I've said this before. I think I said this last weekend that everything, because like I said, because WWE, they had a statement for it, and they're fining him. He's supposed to have sensitivity training. Now, how can I explain this? All right, because at first, this is the thing. When this shit came out many months ago, I don't think I really paid into attention of it. Like, I did and saw what he said about people, because I'm like, doesn't he work with these people and he has to deal with them? But then the second time, which is literally the same thing from the same bodybuilding website from over 10 years ago, from his comments, and like I said, because like the stuff the second part I've read of it, it is really fucked up, okay, and it's not okay. So fuck him for those posts, because I think I said this last week before. Who you talk about? Because I thought it's odd that this guy's talking about mental health, but he's having anxiety attacks or something, and can't even show up on the show. I think that's karma for you. Talking about black people, Mexicans, Jews, and saying I think he said rape was in a gray area and everything. And then again, the stuff I'm hearing right now is half is not even over 10 years ago. Some say the stuff latest is like 2013 or 14. They said he was coming out with it. Now, do I think this is a PR statement for WWE to, do something? Probably, because it is kind of, when you think about it, it is crazy that I'm being fined for something I said over 10 years ago. It's always like we're finding a guy that's been over, that before he was even thought of, really, or even in the company from, like I said, over 10 years ago, and is being fined $100,000. Now, someone explained this to me today. Does this guy even have $100,000 to pay them? Because this motherfucker ain't been in WWE that long, okay? He just got here to the damn main roster. So does he, have $100,000? I don't know. Now, I know some people think this is ridiculous and we should move on, and they think nothing should happen to this guy. First off, I didn't really think if WWE was even gonna do anything to him, okay? I didn't think they were, because I'm like, okay, this is the second time around he's saying this racist bullshit, okay? And I guess they had to do something this time, because I read some of it over the weekend, and I know Big E responded. He had a pretty much a good statement, response to it, very classy, because he said, they said if this is true, what I guess is true now anyways, that he has to deal with being an albatross and being a bigot, and he has to work with minorities now, and there's a lot of minorities in this company. Because if you read his stuff, the shit he's talking about is the people he's working with right now, okay? And I've seen him say a lot of stupid bullshit. Now, I know a lot of people said, oh, well, that was 10 years ago. People can change. Maybe he changed. Like, you don't know if he's changed or not. And the stuff what I read, some people say, oh, this is trolling. There's a difference between trolling and what he said. That motherfucker knew what he was doing, because he said this when he was a teenager. So what I'm looking up, he was like, 24, 25 years old when he was saying this shit on a bodybuilding website, so he ought to have known better. Now, I know nowadays that anything you say on the internet from the past can pretty much prove it can come back and pretty much bite you in the ass now, and this is pretty much what it's doing right here. I'm not, because, number one, I'm not giving this motherfucker a pass for what he said, because some people are like, oh, we gotta give him a pass. I'm not giving him a pass for some racist shit he said. I'm not giving nobody no fucking pass. I don't care who it is, okay? And, do I think this is really gonna affect his push or anything? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if this guy has learned his lesson. I don't know. Like I said, we don't know him personally. We don't know if his thoughts has changed in that, okay? So, nobody knows. So, that's why I'm questioning people when they say, how do you know if he's changing that? Oh, it was 10 years ago. We need to move on. You gonna tell me, I don't gotta move on from shit if I don't have to, okay? So it's kind of funny when people say that, because I honestly really don't know what they're talking about when saying, we gotta move on and just let it go. Because at first, they said it was over 10 plus years ago. But like I said before, they said this has been in some, now like I said, not that long ago, saying this shit. Not that long ago he said this shit. Okay. And I think he did apologize, or he apologized online. I'm not really sure. And then again, I heard somebody said something to a sponsor, so I think WWE sponsors were on them. I don't know how true that story is, and that if the sponsors got involved and WWE had to do something about it. Some people think this was a PR thing or something, or maybe he really did have to pay $100,000 if he can find $100,000, because people say it's about WWE pay before, even Leo Rush, that you gotta pay for what, travel, hotel, rent a car, and all this stuff. So I don't know how much this motherfucker get paid in WWE. All right, I don't know. And like I said, they sending him to reform classes now. I don't know if that's gonna help. He may be the same person and everything, because if he still has these same viewpoints and thoughts, fuck this motherfucker. Okay, fuck him. That's just plain and simple. So it's like this. Now, if I hear some more things come out from him and this shit is on the video, fire him. The guy's toxic then. I'll say that. Because at first I'm like, the more if I hear this come out, was WWE really going to do anything? I didn't even know if they really were until I heard it today. So they did something. I'm sure people are really still going to say that's not enough though. Because even I'm like, what else should we do? Because at first I'm like, could fire him right now. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm not giving him a pass for what he said, cause like I said, after reading it, it's pretty much fucked up, and fuck him for what he said. But I don't know. Can people change? Yes, they can change. Do I believe he's changed? I don't know. I don't know the guy. This motherfucker could have the same mindset for all we know and still be a racist prick. Okay? So, I don't think people need to move on from it and they say, oh, just let it go. It was years ago. It don't make it right still what he said, though. And, I've seen people, what are they, comparing this to the Hogan situation and everything. I don't know if it's that much of a difference, or I don't know if Sullivan could have more shit coming out than for we know. But I don't know if it's much of a difference between with the Hogan situation and his thing, because you've already heard what I've had to say about the Hogan thing. I think the only difference is that his shit was like kind of more recent and due to that sex tape and everything. And his shit was on video too. Let's remember that. And we heard what he said, and his was out of like malice and spiteful intent. That's why, most everybody still says, fuck him. Ain't nobody really forgave Hulk Hogan like that. If you did, you did, but a lot of people have not. Okay, like they still not with him. It's what was 3 years they kept him away from WWE until they brought him back, and people still have fresh minds over that. So like they like people know the gist with WWE and what they were doing with him. Like I said, the only thing I really said with Hogan being on TV, or being back on TV, like the see, I'm stuttering my words here. One thing I said with Hogan being back on TV, like the whole Mean Gene thing, I had no problem with that because he was on his friend. Any other time, why is he here? But not trying to get into that whole subject right now. But I just wanted to kind of say a few things on the this whole Lars situation and him being found fined over $100,000 for saying all the racist and homophobic shit and everything. So has he changed? I don't know. Okay, but he ain't getting no pass though. All right, like if you give him a pass, hey, that's on you. It wouldn't make sense to give him a pass, but the shit he said overall was fucked up. Like I said, if he still has that mindset, then fuck him. It's like what Big E said. This stuff is true. It's pretty much you go get treated like a damn outcast. That's how I look at it. Like, you get treated like a damn outcast for the bullshit like this. Then again, like I said before, I never really liked Sullivan that much before anyways, even before all this shit came out. Personally, I just think the dude is just too damn green, and I don't even think he should be on the main roster right now. And I didn't think he needed to be on the main roster. Like, what? You're bringing in this guy to face John Cena allegedly at WrestleMania, and then he has, a whole bunch of attacks and disappears, and this guy has the nerve to talk about mental health people when karma is now biting him back in the ass, and now this guy can't even wrestle in front of a big crowd right now and disappears for multiple months. I look at that as karma in a way. So I didn't really like the guy before really that much to begin with. I didn't think he was that good. And now with the more shit I'm hearing more and more about this is just giving me another reason right now. I don't know where all this is going to lead to, but at least I guess I should say WWE did something. They did something. I don't know how much if that is going to help, but at least they did something. But if something else comes out and we hear more information, you're going to have to fire this motherfucker. That's just going to be plain and simple. That's how I look at it. But hey, that's my opinion. Like it or not, that's how I'm going to describe it. But moving on from this whole Sullivan shit to Kevin Owens, who was in the back somewhere talking about he was going to have an interview with Kofi Kingston on the Kevin Owens show. And he's going to ask some questions and everything, and that Kingston can't stand on his own, and that he could break Kofi's back on Sunday or his arm or anything. But as he kept talking, Kofi Kingston came out with the pancakes thrown to the fans as he pretty much sat there waiting for Kevin Owens, waiting for the host, like, where are you? And you're going to come out tonight? Pretty much, that the KO show. Thought I heard something. The KO show has a guest tonight. Yes, but Kevin Owens saying he's going to have a guest. Excuse me. Like I said, Kofi Kingston, he pretty much sat out there waiting for Kevin Owens to come out. And he said if the KO show is going to have a guest tonight, Kofi said it's Kevin Owens. But people started chanting the Kofi show then. They were chanting for Kofi for that. And he's asked if Owens was shook. Next thing you know, Owens was back on pretty much the big screen, and he said that your buddies couldn't make it, and you're going to have to stand on your own for the first time in 11 years. I'm sure he was standing way alone before the New Day was even created, but pretty much he said he's going to share the moment. He said you got to share the moment with your friends at WrestleMania and your family, but now reality sets in because you were going to lose the championship this Sunday, and that the New Day are not going to help you because you won't have any friends when this happens. You are dealing with the most dangerous man in WWE. They pretty much had a video package of him. You were dealing with the most dangerous man in WWE. And pretty much they had a video package of Kevin Owens from his debut on the main roster against John Cena in 2015 to him beating up Jericho during that Festival of Friendship, which was surprisingly on my birthday in 2017. With him throwing his head through the Jeritron and stuff, and even him beating up Xavier Woods last month. Pretty much Kofi said that package didn't prove anything, which he pretty much told Owens to come out right now. Owens came out. He teased coming back and forth until they brawled for a second. Next thing you know, Sami Zayn comes out and helps Owens, then jumping him. They were going to powerbomb him on the apron, but Woods came out for the save, which they pretty much started taking out Woods. Then after that, they had Kofi back in the ring as Owens pretty much said that, listen, I'm not going to finish you now. I'm going to leave enough for this Sunday because I'm going to take your title. He went for a cannonball, but missed. Sami Zayn tried to hit a haluva kick on him, but Kofi dodged it, hit the Trouble in Paradise, and pretty much stood tall at the end as Owens pretty much, retreated back and got out of there. As Kofi said, you're going down, Kevin, this Sunday. So actually a really good segment to end off the show, I will say that. That was actually pretty good with Kofi and Owens have a quick brawl out there. I kind of expected Sami Zayn to help for some reason because it's Owens' friend, so there you go. And it wasn't that bad. It was a quick brawl. People were with Kofi. They were chanting for him throughout the entire segment. So I will say the London crowd was good out there with him also. So that was a actual enjoyable last part of the show. I did not mind that. It was some good final hype. I'll admit that right there. But as for the entire show itself, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it when I look at it. I do not like that Kabuki Warrior name. I don't know who came up with that. That's dumb. The Fatal 4-Way was good. The last part was good. I didn't really care for the women's tag match that much. The Becky and Charlotte thing, I think we've seen it one too many times, but it was still a good video package. Shane McMahon, folks. Got to get that win, man. Future champion, I tell you. The 4-on-3 was whatever, but I just find it funny Shane McMahon was the one to beat one of the Usos, though. I don't know why. Now they got Bryan and them helping, so something about that is just funny to me, so why they had that. Roman, why they kick him off the show every week, I don't know. Miz, too, I got no idea. But, hey, that's the first part of the show, though, for you, okay? But other than that, and like I said, I've already explained my part on the whole Lars Sullivan situation, just given about the 100 grand thing today. So I've kind of already explained that. Like I said, I've said it before. Buckham, for what he said, I know it was 10 years ago. Like I said, has his mindset changed now? I don't know. None of us know that. So, I don't know. Unless someone says something. Like I said, has he changed? I don't know. We all know his mindset, okay? Well, overall, like I said, what he said was a bunch of bullshit. Even though it's, like I said, it wasn't even damn near recently 10 years ago. They said half of this stuff was like probably a few years ago. So I've already explained that whole thing. I'm not really going to get back on that because I've already talked about it and stuff. But I don't know. Some people look at this 100 grand thing as some PR work. I don't know, okay? I don't know. But I will say the company at least did something. But like I said before, if more shit comes out about him with this whole thing, then fire this motherfucker. That's all I can tell you. Fire him. But like I said, you can go back early in the video and watch me explain that whole Sullivan situation and what WWE has done today about it. But I'm gonna go from here. Money in the Bank is this Sunday. We will see what happens. Whatever. They've somewhat hyped this show up good, or to an extent, even though Raw has been garbage most of this time. At least they have hyped some of these matches up well. But we will see what happens this Sunday for Money in the Bank. I am out of here. Comment, subscribe. Tell me what you thought about SmackDown tonight. Please check out my Monday Night Raw review tonight. Hell, tell me what you thought about Bray Wyatt's new gimmick of this whole Slipknot Joker New 52 Batman comic type of thing, when Joker takes off his face and reattaches his face back on. If you don't believe me, go look it up on the internet. But I heard it was a big project in making that mask for Bray Wyatt, almost like a it clown. When does he wrestle? I don't know, but his gimmick still, I would believe it did look cool. Now if creative can make it right, I don't know. We shall see. Just wanted to say a little quick thought on that also. But comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890. I'm going to go out. I'm out from here. See you guys later. Peace out.